Up, guys? I decided to put my ugly mug on this presentation. Um, I'm sure a lot of us are growing long hair and beards. Maybe need a haircut. I definitely do. So, what I want to segue into here is we're going to leave alone pre-industrial society. So, if you think about what we've previously talked about, statuses, roles, we're talking about individuals and what they do within a society. We want to look at two specific types of societies that sociologists will take a look at. And in the United States, we went from industrial to post-industrial throughout our history. So a lot of this we'll be able to reference back to. Let me get this off the screen. Um, Come on, baby. We'll be able to reference a lot of things that you've probably learned in some of your history classes. So some of this will be familiar to you. So let's take a look at what an industrial society is first. Industrial society that depends on science and technology to produce its basic goods and services. So if you look at the pictures that I provided at the bottom of the slide, you have the process of industrialization and farming. And we'll reference farming for this because it works pretty easy and makes sense to a lot of people. So you have plowing a field using horses, okay, to the transition with industrialization of plowing a field with an engine, okay, using a plow. All right. So, what are we talking about here? The use of science and technology to produce the basic goods and services. Basic goods and services, obviously, with farming become food, and there's obviously some other byproducts that we know of now. But what are the industrial changes that happen? Everything from how efficient they can work and what is going to produce the highest yields. When I say the highest yields, like the most product. So what's going to produce the most soybeans? What's going to produce the most corn? And they've used science and technology to perfect this. So everything from the distance that the seed should be planted to what the crop rotation should be, what should be one season, what should be next, because that leaves nutrients in the soil. All right. All of this was done using science and technology. All right. We've made unbelievable advancements in farming. Okay. And which is going to have some changes. So think of industrialization as basically that industrial revolution period. We've segued a little bit away from that. We still have pieces of industrial society in ours, but we have a little mix here as a post-industrial society. But we'll get to that there in a second. So with industrialization, you have what is known as mechanization. So you're replacing animal and human power with machine power. That should make perfect sense. That's exactly what that picture was just showing. So, but mechanization then leads to urbanization. Urbanization is the shifting of population from farms and villages to large cities. So we know this happened in the United States, and this happened during industrialization for several reasons. They're opening up factories, okay, so there's going to be jobs, and we don't need as many farmers. If you're able to plow a field more efficiently, okay, you don't need as many people farming. So, and there's going to be jobs then shifting to cities. Why are there jobs shifting to cities? Because cities are going to be places where they're going to start to build. They're going to start to use a lot of industrial products. And also you'll notice in the United States with a lot of our major cities, they're all on ports. What do I mean by a port? A place you can ship things. So let's go through New York City, major port. Okay. Boston, port. Florida, all right, has several ports along the ocean and on the Gulf side. All right. Speaking of going up the Gulf and go all the way around the whole United States border, you go to New Orleans, Mississippi River. All right. Big for shipping. You go along Texas, you have oil out in the Gulf along with places that are going to have different ports. And then you go over to California and you got LA, you got San Francisco, you have Seattle. So a lot of our larger cities in the United States, all right, are along those. And a lot of that happened during a little bit before, but during urbanization, when you saw mass jobs move to those areas as we had to ship goods internationally. So understanding what that is, there's a lot of, we could talk about urbanization for a long time in regards to sociology, but I just want to introduce that idea to you and what that is if you haven't heard it already. So how does that change the role of the family? This is the slide I'm going to stop after this one to start a new video. So if I get cut off, I'll pick up on the next one. And I'm not going to read from the book. So the role of family is going to change in